Dumelang, Molweni, Sanibonani, to all the subscribers and to all our Bantu brothers and sisters in South Africa, in Botswana, in Africa, in the diaspora. All praises, honor, and glory be to the Most High Creator of all things, Mudimu wa Abrahame, Yisake, and Yakobe. Welcome to all new subscribers to the channel, and may the Most High continue to shine His light upon all of us. The title of this video is Sabata is a big deal indeed. The question is why? The adversary of the Most High knows exactly why, and that is why it is important to bring back the children of the chosen to their Sabbath, and for them to be proudly called the Sabbath keepers. Let us begin by looking at what day of the week is at issue here, brothers and sisters. The day of the week that is at issue here is the seventh day, which we call Sabata or Sabata, if we're using the SeTswana and the Xhosa Abantu languages found in South Africa. For just a moment, just forget about the adversaries' days of the week, such as the sun day, the moon day, the Saturn's day, etc., etc. The Most High, our Father, when He created the earth and the heavens, He did it over 7 days, and He numbered all His days accordingly. The first day, the second day, the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day, and the sixth day. In our Bantu language, we have always regarded the seventh day as Sabata, if we're using the SeTswana clan as I've indicated, or Sabata, if we're using the IsiXhosa dialect. Now, if you look at the countries of the world and the nations of the world, in Arabic, in Armenian, in Bosnian, in Bulgarian, in all these particular languages, you can see the similarity between our Sabata, and the Sabbath. So the Sabbath and the seventh day are synonymous. Nobody should fool you about that. Brothers and sisters, the days of the week in the IsiXhosa dialect and the SeTswana dialect, which are basically Bantu languages, are that Sunday is Latsipi and Sunday is Itawe. And I'm putting this slide this particular way because these brothers and sisters are basically extracts from the net. If you look at Sunday in IsiXhosa, ke Latsipi. But if you look at Sunday in IsiXhosa, Itawe. Tawe means church. Now, Latsipi means the bell that gets to be rung to call the congregants to church, to come and worship the sun. Now, I have put these the way I got them from the internet, so that you can be able to see behind the deceit of the adversary of the Most High. In this one, in the SeTswana dialect, you can see that Sunday is actually the first day. So that's okay, because Latsipi is indeed the first day according to the Most High, even though the Most High doesn't call it Sunday because he called it the first day. But if you look at IsiXhosa, Icawe, it is supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The seventh day, Icawe, in the IsiXhosa dialect. If you go to the net, you'll be able to see that the adversary has created the impression that the Sunday is actually the seventh day of the week. So do not be deceived, brothers and sisters. The first day of the week is the Sunday of the present day naming of the days of the week. And the Saturday is the actual day on which the Most High, our Father, Modimo wa Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob rested. That is on the Sabbath. In SeTswana, we call it Lamathatso. And the reason why it is being called Lamathatso as well is to deceive us. Because Lamathatso means you need to do your washing and your cleaning and be able to hang your clothes. And you'll be able to see in the villages, in the townships where we have grown up. Saturday is the day on which we do washing. We call it washing. And then we clean our clothes and hang them. That is why it is called Lamathatso, because that is when we tatswa, wash our clothing after having had a week working. Similarly so, in IsiXhosa, they do their work on what is perceived as the sixth day. And as I've indicated to you, this is not the true state of affairs. This is actually the last day. The last day, umgqibelo, the last day of the week, not icawe. And as a matter of fact, in Sesotho, kamukibelo, that is the Saturday, that is the seventh day of the week. Now be on the lookout for the calendars that are going to give indication of Monday being the first day of the week. Old calendars and calendars in general will always have Sunday as being the first day of the week, not Monday. Because the idea behind these new calendars in creating Monday as the first day of the week, the idea is to create Sunday as the seventh day of the week. The Most High has warned us. The devil, Satan, who has deceived the whole world, to clear the air. When is the Sabbath day? Let's get that out of the way. The Sabbath day has to be in accordance with what the Most High says, nothing else. The Most High in Leviticus 23, verse 32 says, the Shabbat, the Sabbath, the Sabata, the Sabata, it shall be to you a Sabbath of solemn rest from evening to evening. You shall celebrate your Sabbath. Now it begins from the evening to the following day's beginning of the evening. That is what Leviticus 23 verse 32 says. Now let's give amplification to that. If you look at Genesis 1 verse 5, the Most High, when he created the world, he already gave a sign that if you want to measure a day, you must start with the evening. And of course, the evening is a representation of the darkness that the Most High got rid of. And in the morning and the day, or the full day, basically when there is, the sun shining upon the world, that is signified by reference to the morning. Now, the Most High is not dividing the day into evening, morning, afternoon, and, later afternoon as we humans do. The Most High was very clear. The day begins from the evening, and in the morning when the sun rises to be able to shed its light onto the world, that will be the day in full up to the beginning of the evening. That is how the Most High has established a day. So let us not be fooled. A day, therefore, in simple terms, will be from the Friday evening, just after sunset, or just before sunset, or during sunset, whatever it is that you want to opt for. And in the following day, just before sunset as well. That will be if you're staying in Pretoria, Johannesburg, that will obviously be around 6 and 7 o'clock in the evening. But if you're staying in Cape Town, for example, the sunset is around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So that will be your time when the day begins up to the following day before the sun sets. So that is clearly what the Most High has actually ordained. Therefore, we need to follow the Most High instead of following what man is putting on the table for us to digest. The question to be pondered on this slide is, where did the observance of the Sabbath or Sabata begin? The answer, you will find it in Jubilees chapter 2 from verse 17 to 25. Now, if you look at the book of Jubilees, the heading of the chapter says, the chapter is about the history of the distinct acts of creation on the 6 days, the institution of the Sabbath, its observance by the highest angels. Note what I'm saying there, brothers and sisters. Its observance by the highest angels, with whom Israel is afterwards to be associated. Now, if you look at the book of Jubilees, chapter 2, from verse 17, it actually confirms what the title of the chapter is sharing with us. And he gave us a great sign. The Shabbat day, that we should work 6 days, but keep Shabbat on the 7th day from all work. And all the Malachim, the angels of the presence, and all the Malachim of sanctification, the angels, these two great classes of angels, he has bidden us to keep the Shabbat with him in heaven. Now the angels are giving evidence. They are confirming that in heaven they are observing the Sabbath, the Shabbat, the Sabata, the Sabata. So what we are doing is basically an emulation of what they do in heaven. And he said to us, behold, I will separate myself unto myself a people from among all the peoples, and these shall keep the Shabbat day, and I will sanctify them unto myself as my people, and will bless them as I have sanctified the Shabbat day, and do sanctify it unto myself. Even so will I bless them, and they shall be my people, and I will be their sovereign ruler. Now, this particular Shabbat, the Sabata, the Sabbath, is basically what the Most High says is a connection between ourselves and the angels and the Most High in heaven. That is the significance of the Shabbat. And I have chosen the seed of Jacob from amongst all that I have seen, and have written him down as my firstborn, Litzibulo. I have already done a video as to why it is important to understand the concept of Litzibulo, Lebo Shwa, in the Tswana culture. And I have chosen the seed of Jacob from amongst all that I have seen, and have written him down as my firstborn son, and have sanctified him unto myself forever and ever. And I will teach them the Shabbat day, that they may keep Shabbat thereon from all work. And thus he created therein a sign in accordance with which they should keep the Shabbat with us on the seventh day, to eat and to drink and to bless him who has created all things, as he has blessed and sanctified unto himself a peculiar people above all peoples. Sounds familiar? These are the Bantu, the Batho, the children of the chosen seed, and that they should keep Shabbat together with us. And he caused his commands to ascend as a sweet savour, acceptable before him all the days. Now, if you look at Jubilees chapter 2, these are the angels that are confirming that indeed in the heaven they are keeping the Sabbath. Now, we as the children of the Most High, we are now here being directed that the Shabbat, the Sabata, the Sabata was created for us. And it is created as a sign between the connection that I was talking about between ourselves and our Father. I have already shared then, brothers and sisters, that the Most High in the book of Jubilees had already shared that, as a matter of fact, this Sabbath that we're supposed to be observing, it's a Sabbath that was already being observed by the angels in the heavens. And Jubilee demonstrates that particular point. Now, when it comes to us, the children of the chosen seed, the Most High has actually told us when to observe the Sabbath, when to observe the day of rest, and what it is that we don't need to do and what is what we need to do. Now, in Exodus 20, from verse 8 to 11, the Most High clarifies that. He says, remember this particular day and keep it holy. 6 days, of course, as explained, you shall work, but on the seventh day, it is the Sabbath of the Most High, your power. On it, you shall not do any work. And everybody that is related to you, your son, your daughter, your cousin, your brother, your uncle, your aunt, your dad, your mom, or even a stranger that comes into your house or into your yard, all of them, they must observe the Sabbath day as instructed by the Most High. Even the animals that you might be owning, and you might be a farmer, you cannot have those who work for you doing any work on this particular day. For them, it's an off day because the Most High has ordained it so. And he says this is supposed to be a sign between me and you, so that you can know that I am your God by observing the Sabbath. And this has already been spoken about by the prophets already. Prophet Isaiah Academics regard him as a major prophet. Now, Isaiah has already prophesied what not to do on a Sabbath. Don't make it a delight. I know that we love soccer. I know that we love football. The Manchester United of this world, the Liverpools of this world, Kaizer Chiefs of this world, Orlando Pirates, and so on. If you're going to be watching a movie, The Matrix, etc., etc., you are making the Sabbath a delight. If you're going to be watching a game between Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs on a Sabbath, and they usually play these games, you know how the adversary works. He makes sure that he puts all these, delights on your face so that you can be distracted. But as the children of the Most High, Him awakening us, we are now aware that committing a sin against the Most High is actually breaking the connection between us and Him. And we lose our inheritance, which is to be kings, queens, princes, and princesses in the kingdom of heaven that the Most High had promised to our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, of course, you may see the words Yahuwah as being the word that is supposed to refer to the Most High. I personally don't subscribe to that. I've already indicated in my previous slides, in my previous videos, and I've indicated clearly that I'm going to be able to regard and call the Most High what myself and my people refer to the Most High as, which is clearly Mudimu Waha Abrahami, Yisake, and Jacobi. And if I have to go the Hebrew route, the Most High has actually spoken to Moses, who asked him, what should I say his name is? And the Most High responded to Moses and said, tell them, my name is I am that I am in English, and in Hebrew, my name is Ahaya, Asha, Ahaya. And then, of course, in IsiXhosa, the Most High's name is Sonini Nanini. Not observing the Sabbath, which is a commandment of the Most High, and keeping it holy, will lead to this portrayed state of affairs. John the Revelator says, I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Now, if you look at the two scenarios in the 1800s and in the current period, you find that our brother Esau is the one who is regarded as the servant because he's the one riding the horse. And if you look at the princes walking on the earth, these are our brothers, the Bantu brothers, who have now exchanged roles and statuses as already ordained by the Most High, to say that if we do not obey the commandments of the Most High, He's not going to bless us. But the moment we start to obey the Most High's commandments, laws and statutes, He is going to turn around the roles as promised to our father Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, if you look at the state of squalor, the extreme poverty that our people live in, we see it on an everyday basis in South Africa. This is how the majority of the people live in South Africa. If you go to Cape Town and you are flying you'll be able to see the state of how two cities or two worlds can be deciphered. In the one hand, you'll be able to see very clearly, whilst moving towards the Cape Town International, that there is a different setting when you pass the vineyards of Stellenbosch, Franschhoek, and all the beautiful area around Worcester and Paarl, where they make wine, and you must just find out who the owners of those farms and property are. And of course, the answer you would know, those who are currently riding the horses. But if you ask the question, who is on the other side? Who lives in the extreme poverty that is basically reflected upon through the squatter camp that you would see approaching the Cape Town International? This is the state of affairs of two worlds in one city. On the one hand, you have the squatter camp where the Abantu live, where the current slaves live, and where the current masters live. It's a story of two cities. Now, as indicated, those who are riding on horses, that is these people, John the Revelator reveals these people as being the servants in the kingdom of heaven, and these people, according to John the Revelator, these people are the princes. They live here currently. These are the princes, according to John Revelator. Two things are guaranteed to happen, brothers and sisters, according to the Most High. If you don't keep his commandments, you shall not live. But if you do keep his commandments, you certainly shall be able to live. And either way, it will be forever. You shall die forever, or you shall live forever. Now in Isaiah 66, verse 23 up to 24, the Most High is very clear as to what will happen. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Most High. Now all flesh will come on the Shabbat to come and worship the Most High. That's what will be happening. Of course, that is when the world comes to an end. When the world has come to an end. And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me. For their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorring unto all flesh. Now when I read this, I immediately think about the parable of the rich man and Lazarus that was spoken about by Mpulusi, where on that day, the Sabbath, the gates will be opened, and all the children shall go and see the carcasses. Carcasses are dead bodies of the men that have transgressed against the Most High. Now, on the Shabbat, that's what is going to be happening. Now, these things, brothers and sisters, don't get to be taught in the churches. And I know my daughter usually says, but Daddy, when we go to church, it is more we are being given what is convenient. Yes, that's absolutely true, was my response. And I said, you choose your path, the left-hand path or the right-hand path. And of course, this is going to happen to those who don't heed the commandments. and don't observe the commandment of the Most High, the most important one that is indeed a sign of a connection between yourself and the Most High, that He is your God, the observance of the Sabbath, not to make it a delight, but rather to keep it holy. Now, if indeed you do observe, keep, and obey the commandments of the Most High, this is the prize. This is the ultimate. And I saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from the Most High, prepared as a bride, adorned for her husband. If you go to Revelation 21, verse 2, you'll be able to see what John the Revelator saw insofar as the New Jerusalem, which the Most High has promised His children, the chosen seed, the one that the adversary is so hell-bent to destroy, so that they can join him in his abode, which is exemplified by the slide on the left-hand side and spoken of by Isaiah in chapter 66. As per Matthew chapter 11, verse 15, brothers and sisters, those that have ears to hear, let them hear. Those that have eyes to see, let them see. Of course, that's my addition. A very progressive one indeed. So it's not adding to the Bible, as a matter of fact. But the point that I'm making here, ladies and gentlemen, is that he that has ears, according to Matthew, let him hear. And I choose to hear. And furthermore, as for me and my family, and those who surround me, those that I can be able to influence, we will serve the Most High in accordance with Joshua 24, verse 15, so that we can be able to take advantage of the promises that the Most High had made to our fathers, Jacob and the 12 patriarchs that the Most High had chosen to lead the children into the kingdom of heaven. Bula, nala, bula, aene, kahiso, ibelelona. Thank you very much.